Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Vidya Global Book Review. So, before we start today, I wanted to ask you, as a parent or as a teacher, have you felt the students have some sort of, not so great opinion when it comes to homeworks? Have you thought whether they like it or whether they don't like it? Have you seen issues with kids not doing homework, saying that they have forgotten it? Lot of things. If you have been in a classroom or you are a parent, you definitely would know how much trouble it is to get kids to do homework. Certainly, the approach that kids have towards homework is very different from what the teachers give it with. Teachers assume that it is going to help them and it has a clear objective set, but students somehow take it in a very different manner, and they're quite reluctant on most occasions when it comes to doing especially individual homework. Have you seen their better response or they're more excited when it comes to collaborative activity? Have you seen more energy and enthusiasm in them when you're giving them a activity where they can partner with their friends or a group of friends? I'm sure you would have definitely noticed in your kids at home or in your classroom that kids are more keen and enthusiastic when they have an opportunity to interact, collaborate, and use their energies collectively to do a work or a task or a project than doing a assignment or a homework or a quiz per se alone. Okay, so this is something that we have seen as parents and teachers. So we came across this very interesting book, and the title of the book is it's called Homework Hassles, and it is part of a series called Ready Freddy. It is called Ready Freddy, and the title of the book is Homework Hassles by Abby Klein. Okay, and it is also published by Scholastic. Again, this is our second book that we are reviewing by Scholastic. So the title fascinated us while we were picking this book, and we wanted to know what is that the author has to tell us. So before I get into what this storyline is about, and how it is something that we would suggest, why we would suggest, before that I want to tell you a little bit about Ready Freddy. So, Ready Freddy is a series which is about a boy called Freddy who's in his grade one, and all the things or experiences that he goes through at home and at school is covered in this series. And this is one of the books written in this series. So, this is not the only one, but this is one of the books from that series written by Abby. So, this is something that we have come up with. This is the book that we have for all of you today. So, Homework Hassles, after we read, we felt that this book would be ideal for a child who's about 4, 5, or 6. So, this story is about a small boy who is in his first grade. So, he happens to be assigned with a task. He has a task which he has to do, and there is a experience that he has in the classroom. There is a conversation that goes on, and there is some kind of discussion, and then some people come with a conclusion, and our hero, who is Freddy, this little boy, he at the end of the class does not really have choice that he has made. So he goes on, he continues with that thought, and he goes ahead, and at a later point he collaborates with one of his friends and they come up with a plan. Okay, so a tiny hint that I can give you from the earlier conversation that we were having was he decides to engage in a collaborative activity. Okay, they want to venture into something, plan it together, and then later on execute it individually. So, this is their plan. And you will see how excited the child is to collaborate with his friend outside his school premises to meet up. They have an entire plan what they're going to do, how they're going to do. And during the course of the plan, and once they execute it, there are numerous things that happen, quite exciting for a small child who would definitely be going through things like that. They would ask us, can I go to my friend's house and stay over and probably do the homework and activity, or can we make this thing? So there are numerous conversations which go on at our homes, even in school. I've had students tell me, we are going to have a sleepover and we'll do the activity there as well. So these are quite relatable to the present day kids and how they approach things. So something very uniquely, how at the end of the story, how the child ultimately finishes his assigned work. Though initially he was wondering what he will do, and because of a different approach that he has to take, I would say, we see that he finally manages to finish it. There's a lesson he learns. There is a lot to that, story. A very small book, I would say, but a great option for a 5 or 6 year old. And this book costs you around 150. It is available on the Scholastic website, and it is a quick read. I'm sure, I mean, it has a lot of beautiful pictures. It has very relatable pictures of how the parents ask you things, how you approach things at home, and then there are lot many pictures in this book. So it's quite the what do you call it? The font size is also big enough. There are not many dialogues per se. There are, but not many. The use of language is very simple, and the pictures make it all the more easier for the reader. So we would definitely suggest a student of about in his early, that is grade 1 or grade 2, to definitely read this, not just this homework hassles, and probably post the reading of this text. You and your child, or your class students, could sit down and discuss the various hassles they have encountered while finishing homeworks are part of their learning, and the various times that they have had to probably miss a game session, or stay up late because you forgot that you had a homework, and it's only late in the night that you ended up remembering that you have to finish it. So there can be various encounters you have had. You could discuss with your kids, you can discuss with your students at school about this. Definitely a very interesting topic, the homework hassles. So children will have various narratives. It will be a very interesting engagement to talk to them about it. This could be a starting point. You could even teachers could take it up and see how we could make the homeworks more interesting, and if possible we could give them more collaborative activities where they can exchange ideas, sit together and finish their work and do it well. So let's mix energies, and let's see how they enjoy what they're doing.